Welcome to the Healing Space. If you are new here, my name is Ravina. I am a pre licensed mental health therapist and I have two goals. One is spread mental health awareness, and two, normalize therapy. So, my hope is the more information you have, the more comfort you may have in seeking mental health therapy whenever you're needing some extra support. In today's video, I want to highlight foundational micro skills and advanced therapy skills that therapists work towards making those skills as their muscle memory. There is so much that goes on in the therapist mind when they are sitting with you and being present so that you feel comfortable, safe, and you are empowered to work on those concerns and express all those repressed feelings and thoughts. So tell me, if I were to ask you to visualize what therapists do, take a moment. I'm wondering if you saw the same picture as me. I'm seeing a cozy office with a couch, bunch of chairs, dim lamp, sunlight, therapist is really engaged and has a notepad taking notes while listening to you. When you look at a therapist from a movie or TV shows, you might see them offering some inspirational quotes once in a while. Comment below and let me know if that's what you saw when I asked you to visualize and paint a picture of a therapist. Even though it feels like therapist sits and listens to you, and some people even say, why should we pay them to listen to us when we can just talk to our friend or relative? And that is supportive at times too. If you are in training, this video might be helpful for you too. When I was in my practicum class and learning about these skills, you can imagine, especially as a person who speaks three languages and English being the third language, it's really scary to learn about these skills on top of learning to speak English and hope that it lands well for the client. My first practicum class, we started learning about these micro skills, and I wanted to know all of it on day one. We were assessed by looking at our video recordings so that our peers can give us feedback. I remember one of my professors saying, sounds like you are really hard on yourself, especially for a first class. And the perfectionist in me wanted to know it all and wanted to be therapist on day one. And that's a really hard expectation to have from yourself. So trust me as you go along and do a lot of one-on-one sessions and apply these skills and practice them. It gets easier. There's lots that's happening in our heads. It's a combination of science, intuition, our relationship in the therapy room as therapist and client, the tiny techniques that make big difference in how we connect with people and help them in their healing process. These skills are not only relevant to therapy. Some of these skills you can use in your everyday relationships to really listen to people before you even offer advice or try to fix problems for them. Active listening and attending. Therapist is not only listening to what you're saying, they're also listening to how you're saying it. We are really aware of what tone you are using, what body language you have, if you are having really hard time in processing something, if you have any gesture that you're using over and over again. Attending behavior is where therapist is gently nodding, letting you know that they're following what you're saying. They have a good eye contact with you, or they're leaning forward a little bit because they're listening to you, showing that they're there with you. They're not just in their mind, so that you feel their presence, especially when you are processing something really difficult. and you're not alone in doing that. Reflection and paraphrasing. Therapists sometimes repeat what you said. They're not only echoing you, but they're reflecting at what you just said. Sometimes, in the midst of so many thoughts and feelings that you are expressing, or even details about event, you may not even realize by yourself what words you're using that you're not even aware of. When a therapist rephrases or repeats something, something else might come up for you that may not happen when you're alone thinking about it in your head. It's like showing up a mirror and seeing all your thoughts and feelings clearly, or even perspectives from different events. Empathy and validation. None of these skills that we learn are going to work or land well in this therapeutic relationship without genuineness and empathy. Meaning, it's important to listen with empathy where we are aware that this is an experience of this client or this individual, and it's not my experience as a therapist. And we may have similar experiences, but when you are empathetically listening, you are really there with them in their experience in a way that they want you to see their experience from their perspective. Then we have validation. Validation may sound like, that sounds really painful, or that was rough, or you feel really emotional about that, or I'm so sorry. It makes sense why you feel that way. So it helps us create a space for self acceptance, honesty. We can even tune into emotions that are not just on the surface. There might be more emotions underneath of what you're expressing, and we are curious about them. Focusing and reframing. So when in the session, a lot of information get tangled together, a lot of thoughts and feelings, we use a skill called focusing. So gently bringing conversation back to something that really matters to you or seems was important before we moved on into a different detail or event. Framing, where we are helping clients see new perspective that they may not be able to see while they're expressing. So if you were to say, I am failing, the therapist might say, it sounds like that was rough, hard, but you also learned something. Is that fair to say? And then we have some advanced skills that come with relentless practice. Some of those skills include conceptualization, self reflection, and consulting with our supervisors. So, conceptualization is basically a bigger picture of who this person is, why they're here, what are their relationships like, do they have any family history of either mental health, substance use? What is their social context, their environment, how many siblings they have? What is their support system? Are they taking any medications? What are their gender or sexual identity? Do they have any cultural identity? What ethnicity and race? What kind of childhood experiences they have had? And their current goals, future goals that they might have. As a therapist, you're looking at what kind of approaches or therapeutic models might be effective in helping this client in their journey of healing. That was a lot. My hope is that this video helps you recognize that there is much more that happens that you're paying for a therapist to engage in. And it may not be possible with your friends or family members because relationships are really complex and when you have somebody else who is blocking everything else and sitting there with you and looking into things with the expertise that they have, and they're continuously consulting with their supervisor to learn more from. So, as much as you want to learn from the therapist, we learn a lot about you and your context and your experience. We also use feedback loop. It's important to know what's working, what's not working, and if we need to change few things. Rupture and repair is also part of a therapeutic relationship, because as usual with other relationships, you may have agreements, disagreements. You will have those with your therapist as well. Let's wrap up as usual. Take care of yourself, take care of your mind, your body, your whole well being, and peace. Bye.